Hi all. So I'm staying in a hotel today, not for not for bed bug reasons. I happen to be staying away from home for a night or so. So I'm going to show you what I do when I check into a hotel room, just because everybody asks. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my luggage in the bathroom. The reason I do that is I don't know if this room's got bed bugs. It most likely hasn't, but we're going to be cautious. So we're going to check everything. So suitcase is nicely secure in the bathroom. I've popped it in the bathtub. Nothing can get to that now. It's safe. If I find something while I'm searching, then we can just get the luggage out and I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so this is quite an interesting room, which is why I wanted to show it. Because not only have we got the bed, we've also got a sofa bed by the looks of it. So we're going to check everything. So the first thing I will do, is we're going to strip the bedding off, and I might just come back to you after I've stripped that off. Okay, so I'm going to pause and we'll come back. Okay, so I've got the bed linens off, so we're now down to just the mattress and the bed base itself. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the visible areas on the mattress. So we're going to be checking along the seams, around these handles. These are quite common places to find bed bug signs, just around these kind of handles, because they have a nice little hidey hole there. So all of the visible areas of the mattress I'm going to be checking. And then we're doing this for speed. Obviously I'd normally take a little bit longer, but we're going to have a look at those. Then I pull the mattress down the bed. If you're wondering how a little thing like me manages to move a mattress, there's a lot of physics involved. So I use levers, I use the mattress's own weight against itself. So I tend to pull it off like this. And then honestly, there's not much of me. I'm about 9.5 stone. You can see I'm a skinny mini. We literally just stand it up. It looks difficult. But it's really quite easy. So now we've got down to the divan base. I've covered the divans before, but we're going to tip it up on its side and separate the two halves, stand it up on its end. Oh, we always find a bit of muck under the beds. Because housekeeping, you know, people always complain about hotels, you know, oh, they should know they've got bed bugs. Housekeeping staff don't have time to do this. So it's up to you, really. So on divan bases, I'm going to turn this one round. The areas I focus on are where the two beds fit together. Sometimes there's Velcro, sometimes there's fixings. This one's just got two metal plates. I check around those. Labels, they're another common spot to find bed bugs hiding, or eggs, fecal trace, because they're white. It's really quite easy to spot on there. And then the other main area on divan beds is around this fabric edging underneath. Okay, so I talk about this. When I say check the fabric edges underneath, this is what I mean, the edges of this fabric. And that's another place where you're quite likely to find signs of bed bugs. Often more at the head end of the bed. If I was being really extra, I'd be pulling the feet off and just having a look around the feet, wheels, legs. Bed bugs aren't always brought to the bed. You know, we don't necessarily physically bring them into the hotel to the bed, or another guest doesn't. I never have. But they get to the bed. So if they're brought in on some luggage and the luggage is over on the luggage rack, they're going to walk over to the bed and they're going to enter the bed. And I find quite often around the feet, wheels, legs, those are areas where you're going to find bed bug signs. So just pop that back on. I'm not going to check the other one because it's exactly the same. I've given you the general idea where you're going to be looking. And generally speaking, the head end of the bed is where we would expect to find signs. Now, let's move that over. So, we've now got to a slightly clearer space where we can work. I might just bring you over so you can see a little bit more clearly. Let's see if we can move you over to here. Okay, So we rather interestingly have this headboard. Let's lift that up a bit. Now, sometimes these are a big fixed into the wall kind of unit. And in this case, it looks to me like this one's just going to pop off the wall. They usually just slide up. So let's see if we can do it. There we go. See, nice and easy. And we're going to check the back of the headboard. Any rough wood areas, like where these fit in, any screw holes, joints in the wood, this is perfectly clear. There's nothing on here. The next thing I'm going to do, and yes, do I do this in every hotel room I stay in? Yeah. It's worth it. I've never found bed bugs when I've been looking in a hotel room. I do wonder if the looking changes something. So I'm also going to check along the skirting board, under the head end of the bed. So just checking along these carpet edges. Yeah, you might see fecal trace, black spotting. You might see shed skins in that area, and it's just worth taking a little bit of time to look there. I would also be checking the backs of bedside tables. Again, any rough wood, any unfinished wood. That's what they kind of like. It's very textured. Now, so we've done the bed, which is great. Oh, excuse me, puffing and panting. It's quite hot today. Okay, let's move this chair. Righty-ho. So there's a sofa bed. So it's just as likely to have bed bugs as the bed itself. Again, we don't know who stayed here last, whether this was actually used. So again, taking the pillows off. I'm just trying to figure out how this is constructed. Here we go. So, by the looks of it, this one might not come out. We have, what have we got here? We have some fixings. Okay, so sometimes you have to do a little bit of investigation work. There we go. So I've got the cushion off the bottom pad. Okay. Again, we know I speak about zips all the time, embellishments, those sorts of areas. So always checking those because they are popular hidey holes. And now we figure out if we can get the bed out. What style of bed is this? Okay, so I've been defeated. I can't get this out. It doesn't operate like most of the sofa beds I've seen before, where you pull a leg over. So that complicates things a bit. However, we don't give up. So we're going to turn this up on its end. We are not, apparently. Okay, so this is a bit like, ooh. Now, I like this. These come apart nicely. So we can actually check further areas inside the frame. Let's see if this gets us somewhere. Maybe we need to take these off first before okay, there's another one. So again, fabric edges, there's Velcro on this. Bed bugs love a bit of Velcro, so just having a really good look around. I know it looks like I'm trashing the room. I'm really not. So, can we get into this now? We still cannot. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to have a look at the underneath. Tipping it up. I'm a tough old bed, as well as a queen. So, I've got this up. I'm quite happy with that. Locks into place. This is actually quite a nice sofa bed. It's very dismantleable, if that's a word. So just having a look. Any fabric edges, anywhere around the wheels, feet, legs, around any Velcro, and that's it. I've seen no signs in this room. So I am going to unpack. I'm going to go down. I'm going to hit the spa. Have a good day, everyone. Bedbug Queen, like, share, follow. Thank you.